Once we have done all the inside work and we have corrected how we look and how we feel and how our body feels, we are going to be moving towards some strategies to make him more attracted to you. Those are your womanly powers. We're going to start using them. This is more relationship oriented now. Now, the first thing you're going to do to get him attached to you is the beginnings. Fix your beginnings. There's a lady who sent me a question that when you get so tired from all the work and stuff, how do you give time to your husband after he comes from work when you're already tired? And there are some other questions along the line of it can't be always pleasant when I'm with my kids and can't create the right atmosphere, which is very true. So what you're going to do is to master the art of the beginnings. Fix your beginnings, and this is going to be memorable for him. It's going to be the most important thing, inshallah. It's going to be transformative. Remember the hadith of Prophet ﷺ says, the qualities of the best of women is إِذَا نَظَرَ إِلَيْهَا سَرَّتْهُ. When he looks at her, it brings him joy. He becomes happy. سَرَّتْهُ, like joy that comes from inside. You are his happy place. And how are you going to be his happy place? And you can also test that. The next time your husband comes home from work, or the next time he looks at you in the morning or whatever, the first time he sees you, how does he react? Does he have a smile on his face? Most of the time that he looks at you, he gets a smile on his face, he gets a relaxed expression. You know that you're doing your job really well. How are you going to do that? The art of beginnings. First times that he sees you, what does he see? He sees a smile, he sees you, a well put together. So the first time he lays eyes on you, he's happy. You are attractive to him, and you are smiling. And then even after like 5-10 minutes, you need to discipline the kids or run errands around and look like a witch with your open hair everywhere. It is not going to matter to him as much as the first time that he lays eyes on you. The first time he hears you. Work on your tone, ladies. The first time he hears you need to be soft. Habibi, my beloved. Has to be calm and soft. The pleasure of his ears is that when he hears you, if he hears a feminine voice, excites him. It stirs his feelings. Gentle, soft tone. Some dialects naturally have that inbuilt in them. They have some certain type of prolonging of some vowels. So yeah, think of melodious. Think of when you wake up in the morning, your voice comes out soft. So that soft voice, the first time he hears you, remember, beginnings are very important. Softest voices. When you call him, when you want him to come and help you with something, he's not there, soft voice. The first time you answer his call, the first hello, salam alaikum has to be very soft. You know, even 10 minutes later, you have to be upset with him or angry with him. He's going to remember the next time he wants to call you. Oh my gosh, he's just going to get so excited to hear your voice again. Also, the first things he smells is the smell of food in your clothes or the nice, clean smells from you. And also, at this point, I would like to remind about the oral hygiene. There's so many ways you can keep your mouth fresh. Now, if you have an odor in your mouth, is it coming from your teeth, from your mouth, or from your tummy? All of those have different approaches, right? So pinpoint the root cause and then work on that. I know some ladies who chew gums, especially to have minty breath for their husbands. Throughout the day, they're chewing gums. Now, this is something the dentists don't recommend. What I would recommend is having a piece of, I know it's in Arabic, it's hail, but I forgot what's in English. And if you know what hail is in English? Cardamom, Allah Mubarak. Yes, so chew some seeds of cardamom every now and then. There's some ladies that have got this distinct oral smell. That's the sound that smells nice. When you talk to them, they smell nice. So, for example, there's the Yansoon, there's cardamom that you can chew on, a piece of cinnamon, anything. You could even chew on the leaves of mint, right? Scholars recommend cloves too. Yes, true. Clove, Allah Mubarak. Such good recommendations from all of you. These are the ways you can maintain your oral hygiene. So, double benefit. It's going to have so much enjoyment, so much pleasure looking at you. Okay, now we're going to talk about perfume. Now, these are the things that are really going to want him to come right to you, to miss you, and to be with you, and to be attracted and to attach to you. Now, let's talk about pheromones. Pheromones are your signature scent, if you will. Like your fingerprints. You've got fingerprints. Everybody has a fingerprint. Now, those fingerprints are never the same in any other person. They're your unique fingerprints. So pheromones are like that, but in the world of scent. And your pheromones are unique to you. You could probably tell that if you've got multiple kids and you smell them each separately, there's distinct scent that differentiates each of them. Those are distinct smells. They're not good nor bad, just distinct, right? The different people have different pheromones. So that's why it's important when you buy some perfume, some itar, to see how it smells after using it, after putting it on you for some time, because it might smell differently than you actually thought it would smell like. Now, this tip, this is so powerful that Prophet ﷺ forbade women to go out with perfumes on them because of what it does to men. Women are strictly forbidden to go out. In some hadith, it's considered adultery. I remember hadith says that a woman who does that, who specifically puts perfume on herself and goes out, she comes back and she needs to take a ghusl because of the strong impact. It stirs emotions in them. It makes them feel aroused. If a woman is walking by a man, then the air blows and he could sniff her, he's going to be in a whole different world in his mind. Similarly with his wife. So the clever tip with perfume is to have a signature perfume that's associated with you. And I recommend two consistent perfumes, one daytime perfume, one nighttime perfume. The daytime perfume should be something that's easily available in your everyday life. So in your atmosphere around you, if you're living in a country with got lots of flowers, for a specific type of flowers, for example, then you get essential oils related to that flower. You get perfumes that got that scent. The idea is every time he goes outside, he's around those things, he's going to remember you. Now, another thing that's going to make him want to spend time with you and be with you all the time is creating a beautiful environment. Men crave coming home to beautiful moments, giggling of children, happy wife, put together, the calm environment. I know if you have smaller kids, it's impossible to achieve that, especially in every area of the house. So you could have a messy room and you could have a clean room. And each time your husband comes from work, you're inviting him, you are presented, you did the 5-minute routine we did in the beginning of the session, you're well presented, and the room that you're going to bring him in is clean, and that place is his happy and safe place. Now, ladies, sometimes your husband spends a long time in the bathroom because that is the safety place for him. That's the place he started associating safety and comfort with. And the way to change that is to give him a relaxing environment. I advocate for men having a man cave as well in the house. The area, it could be a corner, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just an area that they know that nobody's going to enter, that nobody can bother them in, and they can spend some time in there in calm and quiet and recharge. Sometimes they spend some time in their cars. The car can be their happy place or their cave. So men need that because of the real world out there. They face so many challenges out there that when they think of the home, that they just want calmness and happiness in there. And men can't create that environment for themselves. Women have to create that environment. The man cave is calm and safe place, and then there's a beautiful environment for him to come home to laughter and giggling. There could be sometimes crying as well, but kids are crying, that's okay, as long as you're happy and put together. It's going to start wanting to come back home to be with all of you. Now, let me tell you, we're talking about men's mentality. There are certain type of women that men dream of. Men dream these things in their life. Men dream of women who make them feel wanted. What does that entail? Making them feel wanted entails initiating sometimes, flirting with them at times, verbalizing it at times. Men crave women who make them feel respected. No, if your man doesn't have those things in the house, that he's going to try and find them somewhere else. Because that's a craving in them. They want respect. Men really want their woman to make them feel respected. That means never talking to them rudely or shouting at them. If you're upset, excuse yourself. Drop the conversation at that time. Respect yourself and your relationship enough to walk away from a certain moment, because they're just going to be damaging. So men crave to feel respected. Men love to feel admired. Find something about him that you admire. Something about his body that you admire. Find a muscle somewhere. If he's a man, he is going to have a muscle in his body that you could admire, like, oh, your calf muscles look so toned, or any muscle in his body. Pick a muscle. This muscle looks so defined right now. Men love to have muscles. Not all of them can have it, but if there's any muscle buried somewhere under a fat, try to find it and admire that. Okay. Men dream of women who can be submissive at times. Now, let me paint a scenario in your head. Think of a five-star restaurant that you went to, and you had such a quality service. You enjoyed the restaurant, enjoyed the meal. At the end of the day, the server came, and to present the bill on the table, they bowed a little bit with disrespect. I've seen that in some places. They bow a little bit, they put that down, and very respectfully back off. That is why, because that works. That works with men. Want something from them? This strategy works. So they love that kind of submissiveness. It makes them feel like king, makes them want to give. So next time you're giving him a glass of water, try to practice this submissive technique while presenting in a tray, for example, and he looks at in your eyes, just in a shy way and in a submissive way, just look toward the floor. Now, I don't advocate for bowing, because we're not supposed to do that for anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what I do advocate is that same, the feeling being conveyed in your gestures. So your eyes should downward glance, like with a little bit of smile, because you are not like embarrassed or anything. You're just submissive, right? Like an obedient servant, right? So sometimes do that as well. Switch it up, mix and match, pick up. Don't do everything you're learning at once, ladies. So all these tips, if you keep switching and keep changing, you can try something new every now and then. Keeps them on their toes. And also, men love women that can comfort them in difficult times. Think about Khadija radiallahu anha, of how she comforted Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his most difficult time. So each time your husband is feeling under stress, always say positive things around him. Allah will take care of us. Everything will be okay, inshallah, because we put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've been making du'as for you, and inshallah, I've got a very positive feeling things are going to turn out just fine. Anything that he's worried about or stressed about, uplift him. Your role is to support and uplift as a woman.